Hi everyone, today I wanted to do a video about, do you trust you? Now, there's been this phrase that's gone about for years, hasn't there, like that I don't trust no one. There's so many memes. Don't trust no one. I don't trust anyone. But in saying that, you're saying that you don't trust yourself either. This is on levels like, on a spiritual level, we are all one. And everyone, whether good or bad, and good or bad is subjective, is a reflection of us. So if we don't trust others, there is something in ourselves that we don't trust. We know something of ourselves to be untrustworthy as to why we can't find a way to trust someone. It's a funny thing because the people who shout this type of thing the loudest are either actively seeking a relationship with another person or actively in one. But if you don't trust anyone, what are you doing? So are you just saying the words, I don't trust anyone? And back to the first thing, do you trust you? Do you? Do you trust that you look after yourself the best way you can? I know I don't always, or I wouldn't be so fluffy. Do you trust that you talk to yourself, your inner voice, the way you inner dialogue, the way you talk to yourself? Is that good all the time? Do you trust how you treat other people? Do you treat other people well? Are you good with your finances? Do you trust you to manage your life well? Do you trust you to manage your spiritual side well? Do you manage your spiritual side? Now, we are spirit. At the moment, we're in this avatar. We're in this this flesh, this meat suit. You might like the meat suit you're in. You might not, but that's neither here nor there in the scheme of who you are as a spirit. When it's said to love yourself in a spiritual sense, is to love the essence of you. It's not to say, oh, I like all my body rolls and I like all my stretch marks, or I like my height, or I like my hair. That's not what it's talking about. It's talking about loving you, loving the integral you, not having ideas about yourself that will hold you back, because most things that we think or feel come from a place of fear. Fear of being judged. I don't like this about me, and you fear people judging you. Fear that what it is about you will hold you back from something. And it's fear itself that holds you back. I said it in a daily inspiration from my Instagram yesterday that Roosevelt said in his inauguration speech in 1933 that there's nothing to fear but fear itself. And I said in that, fear is the opposite of love, not hate. Fear is the thing that will hold you back from everything. So you have to release fear. You have to cast all the burdens within yourself to the universe. The universe will transmute it like that. It's nothing. But when we hold it on ourselves as a spark of the divine, a spark of the universe, some things are a lot for us as like a... Imagine putting all of the troubles of a parent on a child. Now, the child might cope, but it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be... So that's like us when we try and carry all the burdens. But the universe will happily, like a parent, will take a child's troubles and just be able to work it out, because we've been there, done that, seen it all, got a higher vision of it, an umbrella vision of it, instead of a microcosmic vision of it. So if you give your burdens to the universe, to the divine, and allow yourself to flow and flow away from fear and don't attach to it, you start to be in a place where you can start trusting yourself, because you're moving away from an energy that's holding you back from knowing yourself, holding you back from knowing other people, and you get into a place of trust for what your mind is saying, and then what your higher self is saying. And then if it's something you have in your life, if you subscribe to it, like your guides and your ancestors. You'll be able to hear them clearer because the channel is not solid and muddied with fear. Fear will distort what you're hearing. It's a bit like the ego. The ego will be there trying to keep you safe at all costs. Like, don't do that. That might make you look stupid. Don't do that. That puts you at risk of this. Fear has that very same voice. So sometimes fear and the ego can seem like the same person. Maybe they're like twins, but they can seem like the same person. It's like, no. Ego seems like the bossy one, and fear seems like the one that's creeping up with the same ideas. But they both will hold you back from your true inner knowing. They will both hold you back from your true dialogue and essence, inner dialogue and the essence of where you need to be. When you start releasing ideas or expectations attached to people, things and situations, you stop having fear, because what are you fearing? You have no attachment to it, so you stop fearing the loss of it. You stop fearing the outcome because you'd have no attachment to that. You do what you need to do, you envision what you need to do, and you take each step, and how it works out, but with no attachment to it, there's no fear. So the energy in it is then correct for a better outcome. Even if at the time when the outcome happens, you might not think exactly that was a better outcome, but believe me, once you work in alignment with the universe, the outcome that happens is the right outcome. I had a situation myself today where I had an appointment, everything was supposed to go ahead, only to find out they booked me in for the wrong thing. And I'd been all like excited and nervous. And then I stopped and thought, I'm not going to force a meaning. Obviously my mind goes, okay, there must be a meaning for why it worked out this way. But what we sometimes do is force a meaning, and then we miss the real meaning, because I'm very good at intellectualizing things that happen and working out a meaning in an intellectual way. But for other people, I can work very more with my intuition and work out the intuitive meaning. So I'm starting to try and do that more with my own life, which can be important to start allowing yourself to feel and be intuitive about your own life. So the point of this video today is to tell you to release fear. Fear will hold you back from so much. Fear is probably your worst enemy. And like I said, it can appear as sounding like your ego, which can also sound like insecurity or like self-defensive. I'm not doing that because. I'm not doing that because. And really it's fear, ego, and it sounds like insecurity, anger, upset. But it's fear. It's all fear. Even when people hate people, it's usually from a place of a fear of the person or a fear of what they might be inspired to do because of that person or to do to that person. It's all fear-based. So fear is the real enemy. Fear is the dark energy in the room. Fear is the thing you want to get rid of. Because some people call it false evidence appearing real. In the world right now, we have a lot of incidents going on that create fear. We have a lot of events happen that create all types of fear and all types of energy, and the powers that be know what triggers to use to be able to extract certain levels of energy from the collective. So you do certain things, like we've had one about that's made women fear men at the moment, to do with a lady who was killed by a police officer. And so suddenly there's this narrative in the news that women are at risk. We're at risk now. And in no way am I suggesting women are never at risk, but in this world, a lot of people, a lot of things are at risk. But if we just live with that idea in our mind, we go into a place of fear and hold ourselves back. We can understand there's a problem in this world without making it such a thing that a fear is developed, and that everyone, like women start being like that with all men, when there's loads of beautiful men who would never harm a woman. And there was ideas of men having curfews, and some people were going along with it like that's normal. No, that's fear. Not talking to your neighbour by your garden fence because of something that's out there. That's fear. But someone can sit next to you on the bus. Sometimes fear can be taken out by just using some logic. Just use logic, and logic can kick fear straight out the window, like whoop, punch it straight out. Logic can get rid of fear in a memento. So that was what it's about today. I gave everyone a few days to listen to the last, watch the last YouTube videos. So I thought I'd do this one today. Hopefully people listen, understand, get with it, and I will speak to you all soon. Follow me on Instagram, Oracle_Sophia, and my website will be up here. And please, if you've enjoyed the video, please like, and please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And I appreciate you taking the energy and time to watch my video, and for any support that people give to me in continuing on with this journey in sharing my information and knowledge with you all. Namaste.